voting member, so I am a communication conduit. I'm communicating. So I would say Deb is new and you are new, you're gonna get stuck. Voting member, so I am a, what?
Sorry, I'm recording it.
So someone should nominate Kim to be chair, and then one of you should step up and be vice chair. And Becca, you've been on here how long?
Almost up here.
And how long have you been?
A little over a year.
Would you consider being vice chair?
Yeah, vice chair I would.
And
So somebody got to teach me how to do it.
so, and of course we would.
There's
So
a good
one of
teacher on the
you-
dais.
One of you
Very
three
good teacher.
need to make a nomination.
Well, I was.
It's a matter of,
not-
would you willing to be?
Right, What's required of chair?
You run the meeting. You run the meetings, you set the agenda, you got the gavel.
Yeah.
And you have 6 months to learn. Till Cat's gone, so.
Well, 3.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, when does it start though?
Now.
Yeah, so it starts
This is
now.
this is the first we've all been, Kat's had a problem. She's had a busy life and hasn't been here.
Yeah. And so, and who are we missing here tonight?
Marilyn.
Marilyn, how long's Marilyn been on?
Longer than Deb.
Yeah, he was here regardless. Yeah. So yes, I would be willing to do that. Thank you.
And Deb would be willing to be vice chair.
As long as somebody will teach me what to do and what my responsibility is.
And they may be none. Oh, but you have to be Kim when she's not here.
Okay. Okay, I move to nominate him as the chair and Deborah as the vice chair. As your heart.
And I need a second.
I'll second.
Good girl. So you've got a motion and a second.
Okay, it's been moved in and seconded.
All those in favor?
Oh, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. All those opposed say no.
Motion
Good,
passes.
all right.
Okay, so now you're done.
Thank you.
Look at it.
Oh.
Congratulations, Ken. You don't know how this works.
This is familiar. to Kim.
Yeah. No.
She's like,
Don't you remember when they appointed me to city council? Come take a seat.
So next up is the approval of the minutes,
For January.
for January, 2025.
Has everybody read them? They're in the packet.
Yeah, could you, somebody give me a little bit of background history about this letter that we received from Rebecca Brisbane?
Becca, right there, will be her, she'll tell you about it.
Well, yeah, do we want to get to that when it's in the thing? It's about changing the name for the,
It's in the, it's in the minutes? Why is it in the minutes? Just because we received it?
Yes.
So you don't have to discuss it, you just have to acknowledge that it's been received.
we received it.
We have not been waiting.
Yeah, we didn't really do much last month. Because there was, we just waited till the full
Okay.
board members here. So.
So with that,
Yeah, with that, does.
I need a motion to approve the minutes.
motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Seconded.
Good girl.
Any
Discussion.
discussion? So all in favor?
And you're back.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Oh, I do have.
So we have do we have any, we have appearance of interested persons. Do we have anybody here that would like to speak?
No, you're just a listener?
I'm just a listener, perfect.
Welcome.
So gallery display schedule, and it looks like, we need to approve, from Joel Nickel. We have the quotes are still up now here, and, has everybody looked through the?
Yeah, why was mine in black and white? Because I'm not a voting member.
Mine was-
Mine
mine
was
was-
slap me down.
The cost, I put one up there in color for the chair, and she can share it with you.
Okay,
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful.
Showing you that piece,
Yes.
Yeah.
do you have concern over a piece?
No, she just wanted.
No, I just wanted to see what it looked like.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
great.
hard to tell when it's in black and white.
Right.
It'd be nice to- I think we
And
should,
what
I
can
think we
you-
should all have it in color.
If we could downsize it a little bit so it could actually fit in the thing, instead of being like just this part showing up on the.
Yeah, and you can also see it on your phones.
In color.
Yes, in color. That's fine. So,
Yeah, some of the.
She meant to add, she meant to add.
Yeah, they're really.
No, it's very fun.
Are you gonna do it in block, or are you gonna take it one at a time?
So can we motion to approve this?
You can make a motion to approve in block, which means all of these would be approved. Wait, are they all in the packet? What's in the packet, Don? They all are?
They are.
So you can do,
63 of it.
so,
63.
sure. Oh, have you seen how giant our gallery is? So yes, you can, Becca, you can say, I move to approve in block.
I move to approve in block.
I second it.
All in favor of?
Any
questions?
Or should that be specifically, I move to approve in block of digital display for.
Well, that wouldn't be in block. So what you moved is Joe Nickel, Gary Haselis, the Iris Festival annual
Oh.
display.
Oh, it's.
Okay, I'm gonna retract that, cause
Okay.
I did not realize what I was,
So
okay,
now-
I thought,
You moved to approve just the April, May Joe Nickel.
yeah, I
show.
moved to approve the April, May Joel Nichols show of the art that has been submitted.
Okay,
And do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so all, any discussion?
I was just gonna ask, I know we had him last year.
yes.
Are these all nuisances or are some of the, I
I
recognize
think it's a
some.
mix.
Yeah,
I think it's
okay,
mixed.
good,
Except for the 3 pieces that we got.
yeah.
So, all in favor of?
I,
Opposed? Okay. So where are the other? pieces?
yeah, Gary,
Well, I thought we were,
Axels?
Oh, Dawn, do we only have Nichols?
yes.
We only have Nichols, so we can approve the rest.
No, I'm just showing you what's on the schedule.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, unless you wanted to approve the, annual, Keizer Fest display.
Yeah, you could do that, and what we do is the historic posters that go, I don't know how far back.
For all the years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And people really like seeing them.
well, isn't August, September? around the
Yes,
time
but you
we
can
have it?
approve it now.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that that would be appropriate to have it showing right around the time we have Iris Fest.
right, so we
That's in
moved
May.
it, we had it in August because that's when the Iris Festival was.
That's funny,
It's in
and
May.
they
So now-
changed
now they
it this
changed it,
year.
So I think
In May.
we need to revisit that,
Can we swap it?
probably
Uh,
not.
Probably not, Joel Nichols probably planning on April, May. Because
Well, it says.
as you know, the artists will place their works in different galleries.
Now, do we
I
have
mean, yeah,
room
we
for-
could ask Don to ask the question.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, cause I mean, sorry, I guess I should have looked at the whole agenda before opening my mouth, but it feels like since we've got, if Iris Fest is in May, it would seem more appropriate that we put the Iris Festival, Keizer Fest to play around that time.
That was
To help
the
these people interested. And then swap that and see if Joel Nickel would like to present in August, September.
So are you asking Dawn if she would contact Mr. Nichols and see if he would be willing to swap
Yes.
April, May for August, September?
I am.
Great.
Again, and then I have a question.
So hold on, his
Okay.
art is approved.
Right,
So if he's gracious and if he can do it, then we'll just swap him out for August, September. If not, he's gonna move forward because he applied for that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but, yeah, let's ask him. I think that would be,
how many Iris Festival, how many of the posters do we have?
I wanna say more than 30. Do you have a guess, Dawn? That when the city's 40
Yeah,
years,
I
they didn't do it for
I
40
think it's like
years.
33 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bunch. We've done it a lot.
I'm just wondering, is there somewhere else that we can display them in May?
That's a lot. I mean, it fills up that entire, oh yeah, and on to the other one.
Wait, are these, I can't remember, are these submissions of posters that people made?
Yes,
The winners.
Also, every year, the actual art or just posters?
it's just posters, it's the posters they've printed. And so what happens is, they work with the Keizer Art Association, if the contest is open right now. And they send out the iris. This year, the iris has a yellow top and purple, they're flag irises, and the bottom is purple. So they have to use the iris, and I think there might be, the Chamber of Commerce runs the contest, but it's facilitated by Keizer Art Association. So there may be some other things that you have to provide in your original artwork. So artists submit their original artwork, there's usually 5 to 10. And then the executive director, Corey Johnson, comes and selects which one she thinks would be best for the following year's Iris Festival. And then that piece of art goes to, Deb, you should do this. It goes to
I
over
know, but I don't.
200,000. It goes to over 200,000 people see that art.
Yeah.
And the artist gets paid $250, and then the image,
And bragging rights.
and bragging rights, and the image belongs then to the Chamber of Commerce. The artist gets their original piece of art back, but the image belongs to the chamber.
That's cool.
Um, and Joel fills up both galleries.
I think so.
Depends on how big the pictures are.
Some are huge. Some are huge. I think he did both, didn't he? Do you remember, Don?
I think he does a really good job filling it up, yeah, cause he has so many large pieces.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's, like, maybe we can display, like, what about in here? Could we display?
33 pieces.
Well, maybe we can't do 33, but maybe we could do like, just
Which
during
one you gonna pick?
the last 15 years, the last one.
Why don't we see if we can get lucky?
Okay.
If we can't get lucky, when do we meet again?
May.
But we
So
could,
it's-
we could meet, if we decided to, we could meet in April
Mhm.
to discuss where else could we put them.
Well, how long, is he pretty responsive, Don? The artist?
Yeah, I can probably reach him right now.
Yeah, I mean, if he responds pretty quick,
Yeah.
you know, and it's, you know, can we move you to August, September, so we can put up the Iris Festival posters?
I'm glad to go call him. If you wanna continue discussing the next agenda item, and then I'll be right back.
I think that's great.
That works. Thank you.
May the sport be with you.
No, we don't have to wait for 2 months.
Yeah, because I'd like to meet, yeah.
I think, didn't we do this with them last year?
We did, but
With the purchase of them?
Did we what?
I think we sent Don out and say, hey, tell them we'll
Oh.
give all 4 of them for whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
same
party
artist?
I
price,
think so.
So funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's loving us.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about holiday cards.
okay.
These are so cute.
Is that part of our, no, that's not part of it.
No, it's different.
So we got some.
Deborah and I really like the dog.
Yeah.
You what?
Deborah and I really like the dog. With the Christmas.
I love that too. I think that is super cute.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't show up very well in this picture, but it's really cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that, I already, yeah.
I don't like the colors, really different.
Christmas dog.
Did we only have 3 submissions?
So we can't really even.
Sometimes that happens. Last year we had like 8 or 9. We
We can't
can.
have enough. We never feel, it feels like we've
We
never
always
had
want,
the
we always
response
want
that
like
we
20.
Yeah. We've never had a response of like, maybe, down at,
Yeah, right. We posted a bunch, like every
Yeah,
month,
me
we
too.
posted and people shared it and everything else like that. I was like, I had,
Yeah.
And I even saw it on the library bulletin board.
yeah, so.
I don't know what, we tried going to, you know, the Christmas lights and handing out flyers and making an announcement and.
Okay, so you've got 3. Do you want to move forward with one of these 3? Do you want to open it?
Well, I want to, should we do that with Dawn not here?
We
Don't
can.
want her to.
She's got the tape.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'm just asking, are you comfortable moving forward with one of these?
Yes.
I am.
Well, then somebody needs to make a motion on which one they would like to move forward with.
This thing called,
It's called Christmas dog.
a Christmas dog.
And see if you get a second.
I would like to make a motion to,
Move forward
move forward
with
with
selecting
selecting
the piece called,
the piece called a Christmas dog
great,
For the Christmas card.
for the Christmas card.
competition.
the holiday card this year.
Yes, the holiday card this year. I have no idea.
Okay, so, we have a first and a second, is there any discussion?
One, but, I don't know if people are picking up the nutcracker thing, but.
A little mean. You should be smiling,
All right, that's fine.
or his eyes should be soft.
Call for the question.
So all in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Okay.
I think this is good.
I do too, and you've done, very good, you've done some business.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have to gavel that?
Motion passed.
You can, yeah.
Necessary?
No. But it's fun.
Okay, I've never gaveled.
Any excuse?
can I ask a question about the, how we decide who gets on this list of who's going to exhibit here? How does that happen?
Exhibit,
You know, there are pieces here, back to,
Well, we would love anybody that contacts us that would like to.
and you have plenty, Deb, why don't
I
you?
know, well, I was thinking maybe I could be on the list for next year somewhere, sometime.
You need to submit to Dawn, you need to submit your art to Dawn.
Okay,
And you know, we've talked about that, well. No,
No, he's already printed and mailed his invitations for his reception on
See, that's what
April
happens.
25th in the evening to look at all of his artwork.
okay, so we can revisit that. Deb wants to know how she can be a displaying artist in the galleries.
next year, not, that have to be this year.
Yeah.
Unless you have a substitute, like,
You can just submit your artwork on the using the application on the website. And then with your membership, I believe that you would just want to recluse yourself from
When we
voting.
vote.
yeah, okay, because I've always felt awkward about doing that.
Oh, no, I
No.
really think you should.
That would be wonderful.
It was real fun when we went to the mayor's, address, State of the City address, and Van was talking.
Mhm.
And so Kathy was talking, I said, Kathy, his wife's an artist. This is Van Cisco. We bought her stuff. It's in the front room. Oh, okay.
I do have an idea about the space in here up above. Could you put posters up there?
Well, I think they have to have we have to be able to hang them,
The hanging rail.
and so
I
there's
mean-
that issue.
I mean, sure. Anything can happen. It's how much is that gonna cost?
Okay,
And I think we may be stuck with, and I think we did not know that the chamber was going to change the
Yeah.
date. The chamber honestly did not know and did not make a decision until February. And they were trying to weigh, do we just bite the bullet and just do it all at once? Do we keep the parade? So it was a huge undertaking for them to decide to change. So I think this year, although not perfect, I think we're gonna be stuck with August and September, or here's another alternative. You don't have to display them this year because it's after the Keizer Festival. And we can choose another artist and plug them in. It opens up August and September. Deb, Cisco,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the whole point of displaying those was for the Keizer Fest, so.
I agree.
Unless we want to, I mean, this would probably be a lot of work for somebody to,
Our
re-display.
good friend Dan
Yes.
Collingwood, Tam.
Is there other
Tam.
places in town that would be willing to showcase some of the food kind of festival?
I think potentially some, well, see, a lot of them are sponsors, so a lot of them have their own posters.
Yeah,
And in fact, a lot of them put their up or leave them up all year. But I think that's a good alternative for this year. I think Becca makes an excellent case that, 3 months later, we're gonna show you the posters. I think it's a bad deal. I think you should consider not doing that this year, and we did that as, we got a lot of people who, just so you know, they're down the hall in the city hall. So they're up all year long in that hallway. And so people see them from time to time and said, well, where are all the historic posters that have been done? So it's a fun thing to do, but I think you'll be fine if you don't do it.
Well, and we had an opening, I mean, we didn't have.
And we had an opening.
We didn't have anybody displaying, so when you say, how do I get on the list, well, you just submit your art and, we have an opening.
Are they going to be doing it in May every year now? Is that
Yeah,
what
that's
they're
what it is.
Oh, wait a minute. We don't know.
Okay.
We know they're doing it in May in 2024. And honestly, Becca, yes, I think they're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So I've
It's
been,
always been in May.
it always has been in
Yeah.
May, except the last year.
2
years.
Keizer Fest, so the merger, Keizer Fest and Irish Fest.
No, they're the same, they're the same thing.
They always were.
We called it, used to be Keizer Fest, and then they changed the name to Irish Fest, and are we going back to Keizer Fest?
I think it's kind of,
So now it's back to Keizer Fest, but it's the same.
it's the Iris Parade,
The Bloomin' Iris.
the Bloomin' Iris Parade. But they're trying to, I mean, you guys, they have how many businesses? Hundreds of businesses, and they're trying to meet the needs of all those businesses. So when they make these huge decisions like this, it's really hard. I was Michelle Myers for one of those, for the art fair, and it was robust discussion. Trying to figure out what the right answer is, and I don't know that they're there yet. But they're there for this year.
I think it will be an easy transition to go back to May, just because
Everybody's used to it.
everybody's used to that, so.
There were in August, because Oregon is so rainy, and there's a chance that it could be rain, but I will tell you, in all the years I was involved with city council and we had to be in the parade, we didn't get rained on one time. Not one time did we get rained on. Now, that's not to say it wasn't rain before or rain after, but it wasn't during the parade day. But there were 4 other major events that happened on the same weekend in
Yeah.
August as Keizer Fest. And they think that dramatically impacted the people getting to Keizer Fest.
It definitely did the Riverwalk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the parade, in August, the Spicers there's no marching bands. So that was kind of a disappointment for a lot of people, and a lot of kids, that's their.
And that brings lots of families out
Yeah.
to see their kids march.
And I understand there's gonna be a lot more activities for them too. That's the rumor heard.
I don't know that,
Okay,
sorry.
that's what Michelle said.
So back to this, gallery display schedule then, should we just leave this alone for this month, or should we move to take that out and open it up to other artists?
You don't have to approve it
Okay.
yet, so why don't you just sit with it?
Okay.
You know, because you don't have to, in June, July, Dawn will bring Gary Haskell's, work, and maybe we'll have more definition. And you should think about it though, you guys, and say, either we're gonna move forward and do these posters, or we'll look for an artist to step up. And I'm serious, Deb, when I say this, you have inside information to this that other artists won't have. It may be very difficult for an artist at this late date to commit to an August, September schedule. So you could maybe say this.
Oh, yeah, I have no problem. I'll take that if I can get approved.
Okay.
I additionally have artwork, but that I would like to submit, but
Yeah.
I didn't think that we could.
Oh, of course you can, Kat.
Well, that's, okay, that's cool, I will do that. I thought that if you were on the council that you could.
You just don't vote, you'll just recuse yourself.
Yeah, just,
Okay.
Okay, well, that's are you kind of making that decision then? Because Deb says she's willing to step up.
I think it's,
you have,
yeah, I think it's kind of silly to put it after the event. I think it would be better to use it.
So you're making a
I'm
motion,
making a motion that we remove the August, September,
Iris Festival.
Irish Festival Keizer Fest display and open it up to more artists. Open it up to other artists.
Now we need a second, and Deb, that really should not be you, because you're going to consider that so count.
Okay, I second that motion.
Okay, so all in favor of
removing the Keizer Festival poster display for this year. I,
Opposed?
Okay.
Okay.
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that was right, Becca.
And so now we can move back down to number 7 and grant efforts.
Yeah, I would like to say, would it be possible, I don't know how we can find out when they're planning Kaiser Fest next year, but so that we can get in time to make sure that it's displayed on the right time frame, because I think it is a good idea to display it in promotion of the event.
I'm betting that after May this year, they'll see how it went and they'll make a decision for 26. So,
Yeah.
we can request from the Chamber of Commerce by no later than August. That's 90 days. They should know what they're gonna do. So maybe, so Dawn, if we could reach out to the chamber no later than August to ensure that they're going to do May or what they're gonna do.
I can't imagine that they would flip flop back to the other.
I can't
again.
either.
I
It's
can't
so
imagine that they would
painful.
do that, so,
Yeah,
you never know.
it was painful enough flipping.
So do we have any, news on grant efforts?
No,
On then, so, review of the art commission budget, so we have, it looks like $944.26 in the.
but is that real? That's not real, right? Because we have 3 reps to pay.
Yeah, it's estimated. I calculated those in.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, if you look at page 46 of the packet.
I see 2. Don't we have a 3rd one, Adam?
Yeah, there is a third one, but I only have 2 being
What's it down
installed
there?
right now.
Down there.
Oh, how's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
So it's in there.
yeah, this right.
So we have $944.
So do we have anything about,
Toward there,
the graffiti? Yeah, are we gonna find some,
We kind of thought that, didn't we? The graffiti removal spray?
Yes, we did purchase that and it did not help.
Wow.
So you all are still on the schedule to help repaint the artwork this summer
Fun, at where?
at the Keizer Rapids Park.
At the restroom by the big toy?
Yes,
Oh, the butterfly.
And do we have the paint?
I believe so. Yeah, he said he has the paint for the wall color paint. I'm not
Is that
sure.
where, is that within, are we actually touching up the artwork or?
I thought that's what you wanted to do. I know he has to paint for sure for the background, for the wall.
Kim and I will go out.
can we really go all around?
No,
that so
it's
carefully?
basically just in the background.
It
Yeah,
is?
didn't show up.
Do-
I mean, it didn't clear.
I'm just wondering if we, even if it's the same color, it's faded, so we don't,
We may have to do the whole
if we
wall.
don't go carefully around that artwork, it's gonna,
You can always mask it all.
Yeah,
Is there?
it's so lumpy though, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so, I mean, it's very, it's.
I just painted in the museum today. I feel very confident.
Okay, Lori's in charge. Is there a ceiling on
No,
Oh, that may make it easier if.
wait,
In
there
the
is a
future.
ceiling
Yes,
on it.
yes, because Ron and,
And Randy Miller.
Randy Miller put a sealer on it. And that was my next question. In fact, I called Miller Paint, or not Miller, I called,
Sherwin-Williams.
Williams to find out what it was, because I'm concerned that if it's already got something on it, will that
Accept
make it
paint.
will it accept paint? So this might be a bigger job.
But it might not.
So I guess I need to find out what it is that we have, because I think they had some left over.
You have the sealer, right?
I would think so.
I think you do. I mean, I think the city does.
Yeah, and it also makes you wonder if, that, cleaner that I purchased, if you use that before you paint it, it would help clean it, cause it's a cleaner first and
Well, yeah, and I used
people
it
use
for,
it.
there was some pretty gnarly graffiti
Yeah.
on my last building for my business, and nothing would get it off, that stuff got it off, so,
The cleaner that she bought got yours off.
Yeah, it was
Well,
the
dang
stuff
it, I
that
didn't work
Becca
for us.
recommended.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's the,
It's so, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
so porous and
It might
so,
just be the wall, I guess, I don't know,
It's cinder block.
yeah.
cause I used it on the signs.
Did
at
we
the
set a
shop.
time, did we set a date, or did we just say this summer?
this summer.
Okay,
So I need to call Public Works and, find out what exactly we have there.
does she, or? can
No,
you?
I can ask about the sealant. I did ask Robert about the paint. He said, yes, we have paint, but I can't remember about the sealant.
So I wanna know what the sealant is so that I can call
And say,
Oh,
well,
okay.
accept paint.
Okay.
and see if we're gonna have a problem, because I don't know, how old is that? When did you do that? 4 years ago?
Oh, no. Well, we've done it more than once. Didn't we just have them do it, didn't they just do it in 23? God, we have to start keeping record of that.
I can't remember, but I can look at your budget and see where we.
Are we talking about the story poles or the
No, I'm
bathroom?
talking about,
The bathroom.
they put a graffiti resistant sealant on it. But I think they did it in 23. But I'm not positive, but I know it's been, they did the original, once it was painted, then we sealed it. Then this was, how old is, well,
It's not
wait,
that old.
hold on. We know it's 10 years old,
No,
yes.
no.
Was the bathroom not done the same time as the big toy?
The wings,
Hold on,
That I don't know. I assumed it was, but
There's a date on it, on the
yeah.
picture.
Was it
There
done
is?
after
Yeah.
the big
Oh,
toy?
check that. What is it?
The wings were done by the youth liaison.
Yeah,
right.
Previously
Biondi,
Katie's.
Isabella
so 4
Biondi.
years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about 4 years
It
ago.
would be 4 years ago,
Yeah.
because it was, that one person who was before Katie.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah. So that's.
Cause it's supposed to be every 5 years.
And so it hasn't even been 5 years yet. So,
Okay.
um,
So yes, we need to know what it is and if we can paint over it, and then we'll put it on again.
so you'll just get that to me.
The other thing we have to do is seal the story poles.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
And is that on here?
No, but it's gonna be 500.
Yeah, because it's a rental thing, right?
Well,
I thought he would just, or do we have to rent it and then he does it?
that was a real problem last year, remember? Like, how are we gonna solve that problem?
We were trying to get our scissor lift, but it won't go right up to the pole. So,
It can't get close enough to the
Yeah.
pole.
yeah. So,
If we put plywood down, can we get it close? How could we,
and then we talked about
that's the
seeing
ideal situation.
if, we could get a cherry picker donated by a rental. Was it Cherry City Rental?
Mhm.
What did we do last year?
I don't think we did it.
Is it supposed to be every year?
I don't think we
It
did
rains a
it.
lot in North.
Does it? I hadn't noticed, yeah. So who donated it last year? Maybe we could call them and,
Nobody donated,
I don't think we
Oh.
did it last year. Yeah.
but we can work through Randy.
and
on
who
it.
did it the year before?
We did scaffolding. And that was, and he said, I can't do scaffolding.
Oh, okay, so did it once and doesn't want to do it.
Adam, was the figure around $200 for the,
Rental,
I mean, for the, no, that was for the ceiling.
Just the sealant, yeah, they use Hellman's.
they use Hellman.
It's probably pretty much the only outdoor wood sealant.
So I would say we don't spend anything till we solve that.
Mhm. Yeah, cause that might,
That might need $900 if we have to rent someone,
mhm.
but we can talk with Randy more. He still has an in with the rental company. My dad used to own it, Ben's Rooms,
Oh, yeah,
and so he sold it to Hertz.
okay.
So when Randy or Rob need something, they're still kind of have influence.
Okay. And so, what's our estimated, expenditures for? We need a motion for it.
Does it have to be brushed on? Would it be possible to get a spray?
I'm sorry?
Does it have to be brushed on or could it be spray applicated?
Well, we talked with Lukanich about that,
Uh-huh.
and he said, he didn't say no. He said it's best if it's brushed on because it's gonna be thicker than a light spray. But I don't think that's out of the question. Do you think we could reach it with the scissor lift if we sprayed it?
Maybe. Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
How
Yeah.
far away is it? How close is it?
Oh, there's planters around it.
Should we go on a field trip?
Probably 4 or 5 feet.
4 or
Reach.
5 feet, I think you can't be spraying that. Far, I don't think.
Let's spray everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a long one.
Well,
Let's go look.
yeah, if you had a long one, you could brush.
Let's go out and look. And see what we're.
Oh, this piece that has a graffiti on it?
No, no.
The story poles.
The story poles that have to be sealed.
Okay, we were talking about snow, I thought we were still on that.
No,
For the
we moved on to the
change
budget,
subject.
sorry.
I just kept hearing
But that-
seals, so I thought we were still talking about the graffiti.
No, I was looking at the budget and that, wasn't, that wasn't.
You are?
No, it's touching up floors, the swimming pool style.
Oh, yeah.
Shoes out front, you touch up so they don't rot and deteriorate.
Yeah, that's important.
Fade away. Okay, so I'll call Lukanich.
So is that what we're thinking with the remainder of the budget is?
Oh, yeah, it'll be at least that.
Yeah.
Like, if we get investment.
Oh, we have to.
So part of the, reviewing the budget, the other part of it was an estimate expenditures for estimated expenditures, but I don't see that.
I don't see 25, 26 either.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're asking for the next budget year because we have to submit a budget request.
Oh,
So this year we were given $6,000 and we'll spend every bit of that.
Right.
So I would say unless we're going to expand, we have the Keizer Street painting.
yeah, I was just
program.
thinking about that too.
And there's another, Tammy Coons from one of the neighborhood
So park
associations.
art,
I'm sorry?
the park art that she's wanting to do?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not been approved. We don't have a program.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if that's coming,
Mhm,
6,000 is not gonna cut it for next year.
mhm.
So how do we propose that we ask for more?
Do you have last year's budget? We broke it all down.
Yeah, you spent right at your $6,000
I
last year. Um,
So,
What was the concept signs and banners?
that was the Indian display. We had all of those canvas banners. printed and
Which are all it is.
they're for one, we own it. So we got,
Okay.
so we won't have to do that. So let's just do some envelope budgeting. So are you still gonna wanna do 3 utility boxes?
Absolutely, yes.
And so the total cost for a utility box is,
600 each, right?
is that right, Adam?
So it's
Plus-
3 box wraps installations and 600 each.
plus the $200 to the artist.
800. Yeah,
Well, okay. Oh, the installation is 600, okay.
so $2,400, so if you start with sticks, so $2,400 will go for that. You've got, say, $200 for your holiday card.
And then we have the artists for the wrap, paint, or,
That's the
oh, that's
$2,400.
24. Oh, I thought that was the, oh,
So that's only 2,800. I figured 500 for resealing would be next year in 26. So now you're at 32. Now, we don't know what the street painting, we don't know what that paint costs. And I have a question, does this mean, what does this say? Draft, something,
Draft inviting feedback. So we haven't really gone over that yet. I think
was it approved by Public Works?
The street art
Yeah,
program.
yeah.
So we talked with, or Tammy Salvar reached out to Bill and I, and she thought we might have an issue with requiring insurance for it, but we talked it through with the city attorney today, and we're not gonna require that. And so I messaged Tammy Saldivar, because she said if that's gonna be required, then it was a deal breaker, yeah. So
Okay.
I just messaged her tonight and said,
So we don't know, so this is still a pending program.
Yep.
we still don't have approval from Public Works yet.
I think we gave feedback back to Tammy on it, but it's probably not, incorporated, yeah, to you guys.
Okay,
Yep.
really, that should have come to us, because Tammy turned it over to us. We said, make sure Public Works is okay with it.
Mhm.
And if they were okay with it, this group voted to move forward.
Yep.
So,
So the feedback went back to Tammy, and then she had some follow-up questions, which was about where the insurance issue came up.
okay,
So we just responded to her that that's not a barrier.
so do you want to budget in? You wanna put some money aside?
Do you have any idea? I mean,
For Salem, it's around $2,000. When we check those Salem, what their thing is. But we were talking about street closures and the painting and all of that, plus they usually do like some kind of celebration surrounding it,
There's on Salem's website,
I'm going, yeah, I'm looking for, right, the street cleaning program for Salem.
that'd be great. So, yeah, you better plan for just one.
Installation maintenance. Salem, how much is it? Why for sure? Yeah, it doesn't say. How much.
Why do you think it's 2,000, Beck?
I feel like there was a thing where, well, cause in 2023, City of Salem was offering grants to neighborhoods of $2,000. Or their arts program was offering grants of $2,000 to do these, when they were encouraging them to do it, so that's where the $2,000 came from.
Okay,
But that program closed at the end of 2023, when they were doing that, but they had money to spend on it specifically for that, but they were trying to get people to do them. So that was where the 2,000 came from. The grant that they were offering in neighborhoods was $2,000.
do you want to, put a placeholder in there, 2,000, in case this moves forward in the next 12 months?
Yeah,
Well, it's saying here is 25 to 30 gallons of paint, that in itself is quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Is it?
There.
Yeah, I think that it was, the grant was given to help,
Like-
aid,
oh,
Oh,
so it wasn't
I
like.
mean, a gallon of paint can be $50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on, you know.
Well, you have to have
quality.
specialty,
Yeah,
you can't just get $50 paint to do the streets either, so.
So,
and a gallon of paint typically covers 100 to 200 square feet.
So you're
And lighter
talking paint,
colors require even more.
road closures, all that stuff.
Yeah,
well, this sounds like,
Cleaning.
well, I don't think we know then. I mean, maybe we
Yeah.
have some sort of an estimate. And will Tammy bring that to us? Will she
I think it would be quite a feat to pull it off in the next 3 months.
to pull what up?
no, not in the next
No,
3
we're not
months.
doing it.
We're
We're
looking at
putting
the
we're
budget.
putting our budget together for next year.
Okay.
Put it in the budget together. get it
But
put
I'm
together.
wondering, I mean, it's kind of hard to put any placeholder when we have no idea if we're looking at, 10,000 or 15,000 or
Well,
2,000 or.
You can put whatever you want in there and dedicate it towards street art effort. That doesn't mean that you can't change your mind if something different comes up, or if we
I
get,
just think if we're asking for the budget to
Yeah.
give, because it's gonna be more than $2,000, so.
Yeah.
I think if we can put it into the budget to offer a neighborhood 2,000, at least for the pilot, and then to see what goes, and we can kind of figure out from there too, right? If we get the approved.
So I'm kind of coming in because I wasn't here when all this was discussed, when this was going on. So is this a program where, is it gonna be kind of like the mural we did, where it's gonna be a community project?
what could be,
And-
or it could be, an artist could come up and say, I want my artwork on this intersection at this street. And you get approval for where it's going to be, Kim, and it could be an artist, it could be a community, it could be the PTA, it could be any number of those things. But, and the guidelines are in this policy, which Tammy Salvador did a great job on that. All we needed to know was Public Works okay with it, because there's gonna be road closures, and you've gotta have setbacks and those types of things, and I was concerned about insurance as well. But it sounds like those things have been resolved, so it's a matter of money now. But what we need to do, what Dawn is asking for is, last year you had a $6,000 budget. What are you going to ask budget for this year? I would recommend that you ask for the same amount because you don't know what you don't know. You say you wanna do 3 wraps. And so that is, $2,400. And then $200 I put in for the holiday card. You wanna continue that program. And then, ceiling, 500 in 2026. And then, so that comes up to $3,200. So that leaves you $2,800. I would propose maybe you put in the 2,000
Yeah.
for potential street art. You can always change in the middle of the year if that doesn't come to fruition. But put a placeholder in there so you can say, we've got it, we have $2,000 available. So if you can raise the rest of the money, or if the neighborhood wants to come together, whatever, until we can get some more concrete dollars. And then that leaves you $800, and I would leave that as, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
What does Bill call it? He has another word for that, but I forget what it is.
So this is Tammy's project that she's come to
I
us
mean,
with, and.
she wrote the policy.
Mhm.
I don't know that she'll be the one painting it, but she loved the project, so she wrote it, did the research,
Yes.
went to Salem. She did a great job. And she's working with Tammy Cuns to
I've
get
been at
the,
2.
the park mural.
So I've been at 2 of the murals that they did in Salem, so because you're asking like how that generally works, and it's usually in Salem, it's been the neighborhood associations have been the ones that have been driving it, the driving force, but some, they put out a thing, they select an artist, so people do art submissions, just like the cards or everything like that.
And the neighborhood association handles all of that?
Yes, and then everybody comes together to prep, paint, and then have a block parties for after that. It's all
I think
together.
that's great, so I think, yeah, if we said, here's a grant for $2,000 and we have to approve the art and
Mhm.
go ahead.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think allocating $2,000 of the budget, proposed budget makes sense for that project if we were able to, if there was a group that was willing to do that and move forward on it, I think, getting that would be great.
Okay, so here's what your budget would be. Are you gonna take this off the tape? Okay, so $6,000, $2,400 would go to 3 utility box wraps. $200 would go to the holiday card, $500 would go to ceiling of, and I think that, whether that, you know what, we should call that preservation. Because if we don't do it there, we may end up doing it down where the graffiti is, so preservation. And $2,000 as a street art grant. And that leaves you $800 that I don't think is improvement for you to just leave undesignated.
So you're saying this 944.26, we're gonna tap into that when we
Or we do
that.
those polls.
So that's what I'm saying, like, is that going to cover that and have access for other things that pop up throughout 2026?
So this is done.
Our budget year, the 944, that goes away June 30th.
Okay, no.
And no matter what, and the new budget starts. But we'll spend all of that and may even have to tap into a little bit of next year. I don't know when.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if we have to tap into next year, it's like, it would be good to know, but I guess my question is $6,000 going to be enough pending on how much it costs to preserve those poles out front?
Yes, because what would happen is, if you put forth this budget and Lukanich says, it's gonna be $2,000. Decisions have to be made. You've got $800 that you haven't designated, so that would take care of some of it. And then you'd have to look at where else you're spending your money and decide, where else am I gonna get the other $200? So I think that's prudent. I think you'll be fine. And I think that, I mean, that's exactly what the council is, and they know that we're working on the utility box covers, and that's our priority till we get all those done. They know that we do the holiday card, they know we have to do ceiling and preservation, so the new thing is the street art.
So I guess, would it be, because we've spent the $6,000 every year, would it be wise to maybe ask for 6,500, or should we just ask for $6,000?
I think it's gonna be difficult to make that sale. I'm a communication conduit. Because they're gonna say, well, how much does it cost for street art? Well, we have no idea. And we don't have any idea. So I think this year, Becca, we better stay with what we know until we at least know what that street art's gonna cost us. And then next year we can come in and say, oh gosh,
Isn't this wonderful?
it
We'd like
cost,
to do
yeah,
3 more of these, we'd like the
Yeah.
neighborhood to do one or whatever.
yeah, Orange Neighborhood Association,
Yeah.
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 Let's get some more info.
How much money was coming in from the parks for that, or not at all?
No money from the parks.
Oh, okay. So where are we here? So.
Okay, so there, you got what you need done?
Can we put it into a motion?
Yes. We need a motion.
Okay. Here you go. I would move that we.
I'd like to say all of this.
Mhm.
So I would move that we, our budget request would be $6,000, $2,400 for wraps, $200 for the holiday cards, and then $500 for sealing and preservation of our artwork, and $2,000 for street art.
Leaving a balance of
Leaving
$800
a balance of
for cost
$800
overruns.
for cost overruns.
That's the motion. Who's the second?
I second it.
Great.
Is there any more discussion? So, all in favor?
I,
Opposed? Okay.
Very good, John.
Thank you.
Do we have any new business?
Adam, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Application approval process, it says list of paint colors and not slip paint additive to be used. Public Works to provide criteria. Are you seeing that in that role?
Is it for the street painting?
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
So we would need that, at least that information from them. So we're ready to go. Okay, we're in business.
So is there any other business?
Yeah,
Yes.
in the back.
Mine. Where am
Getting the master plan, continued discussion on the number of artists for the galleries and honoring members of the community.
Okay,
So, yeah, updating the master plan. So has there been any,
so, when you're asking for updating the master plan, are you asking that this
need to add this?
this,
The street painting program to the master plan?
this one-page thing?
Yes, I believe that was what you all wanted to do at one point.
So all you need is a motion to add that and make that one of the things that we're willing to support.
Yes, but I almost wonder if maybe we want to get the final version from
See, I
Tammy after
think
she
so.
does from
I'd like to,
Works.
so.
Well, and also we have the piece that I had drafted about strengthening the K-PAC's presence in the master plan also, so, which I haven't seen anything of that since we,
Are you thinking strategic plan?
yeah, is
This
that,
is, no, this is the master plan.
oh, for the art?
Yeah, our master.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna wait on that, table it till, did you say May?
Yes.
And then we have continued discussion yes, we were discussing last time I was here, the number of artists, annually. And,
Exactly what you said, Kat,
yes, or actually,
about repeats.
yeah, about repeats. And so we find ourselves, they just automatically think they're gonna have it, this time. And so we've always been happy to have those filled and haven't had a lot of other, submissions, but, so I think we were trying to figure out a way that we could, kind of open it up a little bit.
Well, we have the Keizer Art Fair now, which would be great to advertise
Mhm,
openings.
mhm.
Well, we don't have a problem with opening. the artists that book in, like the artists that are booked for 25, that wanna rebook for 26.
Well, yeah, we were talking about.
Yes,
Doing something so that we could.
bring in new artists.
Yeah,
At least give somebody else an opportunity, and then we can always contact them, you know, if we don't have any submissions, but, so I can't remember if we were.
I don't think you guys make any decisions.
No, we didn't, we were moving in, and moved everything off to this.
Kat, do you have any great ideas? That was, I mean, we wanna make sure there's room for new artists. And it's, so, and at the same time,
Don't wanna lose someone to that.
yes. Yeah, exactly it. So what's your idea, Becca?
oh. I think definitely skipping a year to where, you can't resubmit the following year if you've already submitted, I think would be appropriate. And then also just kind of, I really think that we should utilize the Keizer Art Fair to promote. To kind of encourage new artists.
I know I was out there talking to artists and, you know, pointing that out, and I got a lot of, you know, that sounds really interesting, and yeah, that sounds great, but we haven't had any, you know, submissions, so, I don't know that I would wanna bar people from applying again. Cause I'm afraid we'll end up with nothing.
Well, the biggest thing is there's certain people that don't have enough to fill up the whole thing.
Right.
I mean,
But we have split it before.
yeah,
We've called it
You could
the
just
East
say-
Gallery and the North Gallery.
yeah, or even divided among 4 or 5 people if they
Right,
want to
oh,
do it
absolutely.
together.
Yeah,
That might be something to encourage, because I know that not everybody is prolific.
like you.
Well, when somebody submits, to display their art, how's, I mean, right now, we have to say, no, we don't have anything until, I mean, if somebody called right now and wanted to do that, we could put them in next January, or
August, September.
August, September, well, we did this year, but then after that, we could put them in.
Dawn, when they
February
display,
of next year.
like, Joel Nickel, like, when he gets done displaying, will he book for next year? Does he try to book for next year?
I mean, he doesn't have that direct conversation with me, but I talked with him and the other.
Gary Haskell?
Yeah, Gary, and they're both set in their months to continue every year.
They want to do that
Yes,
every
they
year.
wanna do the same months every year.
So maybe we just need to tell them they have to, you know, apply every year,
Well, they do.
but when do they apply?
Well,
Like when they're done.
I have conversation with them. I don't remember when I started my conversations, that I had reached out with them months ago. And to confirm that they still wanted to do the same months, and they said
Right.
yes, and then they're not able to get me their artwork until just like 2-3 weeks before the meeting, the last meeting that you all can pass their artwork, because they're still creating their pieces.
So when are you contacting, when would you have contacted, say, Joel Nichols?
I think it was the end of 2024.
So in December,
Yeah, maybe November, December, I don't remember, but it was months ago.
How do people generally submit art?
Through the website,
Through the
there's an
website?
application and you can add attachments to show what your artwork is.
Okay. So is it kind of like buried with everything else on the website pretty much?
No, I think it's pretty clear now. I've updated your page. It's color coded and so, yeah.
No, it was just, there's some other, like, sometimes like the city plan's really hard to find, or, you know, the
Yeah.
other things, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think just going to the Arts Commission page and it's there, and like with the holiday card, that's there.
Thank you, Dawn, by the way, I know
You're
you do a lot, like,
Yeah, you do.
You're welcome.
yeah, I hope it doesn't come across as like a.
No, not at all, not at all.
I mean, it seems like it's not very often we have an opening because it's the same artists that have already
They wanna jump in.
want to jump in, and so so I'm just wondering what's the window? Like if somebody were to call or to contact us tomorrow and say, I'd like to display, and let's say August wasn't open.
Yeah,
Let's say
what
that
would
was-
happen if they called and said,
So
"I wanna display"?
would you just say, I'll put you on the list, and then do you make call, I mean, I'm just wondering how that.
Yeah, it's pretty informal, and I actually would like more direction from you as to how to handle that, because I did have an artist and she was wanting certain months that these two artists had locked in or reserved, necessarily locked in, but they had wanted those and they were returning artists, and I talked with them and confirmed that they still wanted those months, and they said yes, and so I shared the available months that were upcoming with the artists, and then she chose one, and then something came up, she couldn't make the commitment or something, but the artwork, it didn't work out for her in the long run, but.
Well, yeah, it just seems like it just seems so locked up, with those, that if there was some window, we take submissions, like 6 months ahead of when you want your time or whatever.
I'd be happy to look at like best practices or something, a draft to present to the board, to the committee, commission, sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're not in the business of being a gallery. We are in the business of making sure that all folks in the community are included.
Yeah.
Whether that is setting up, we need to cast a wider net. Like,
I don't know, to,
like, for example, maybe, I know we've tried to get the high schools involved, but maybe have themes or more submissions, because our Keizer fest seems very popular. And so that's like casting a net out into the public. Yeah, so I mean, if folks are looking for a gallery space, then maybe, Keizer needs to have like a gallery where folks can display their art, but as a public building, I think we really need to make sure that we stay true to the development of the K-PAC, which was getting as many people in the public involved as possible. I mean, I just think that was the mission, right? So,
Well, getting free art in front of the public, so that they wouldn't have to pay $10 to get into a gallery to see it, that it would be available to them. And it benefits the local artists as well, too, because, we get, in a year's time, 100,000 people through this building. Easy. And so but they're only up for 2 months. That's kind of a short run, but,
Did it used to be 1 month?
it was just
Three.
one
Oh,
month.
it used to be 3, okay. I know it's a lot of work to.
Yeah.
To put it
Well, we
there.
yeah.
Well, one thing that maybe with the ones that are set on their days is say, well, you gotta learn to be flexible or something. I mean, I don't know if you say it quite like that, but, maybe that month is not going to be available.
Dawn, would you be willing to send an email to everybody on K-PAC just to submit their ideas for the proposal, and then I'll have a draft ready to go by then?
Sure.
Thank you.
yeah, I like that idea.
Mhm.
Good job.
So, honoring members of the community terminology for October, November, December.
So I had submitted a letter, November 23rd, 2024, requesting that we change, the terminology for the October, November display. And, it was after speaking to other tribal council members from Blackfeet Nation and some others, but I wanted to, notes here. I wanted to propose a motion to change the name of our October, November for Native American showcase to celebrating Native American, Indigenous, and First Peoples art. So that was the letter that I submitted to change that name to that.
Is there any discussion?
I think it's a great idea.
It's out on the board out here, isn't it? I mean, is it the city, is it, what is it? It's the month of November is,
Oh, it's federal,
yeah, it's federal, so.
Native American Heritage Month.
Native American Heritage Month, and so, and the city of Keizer's following along with that, so I don't know, and are we kind of following along with the city?
I don't think the city has anything to do with that. I think that you
I
guys,
mean, it is what it is, it's,
it is what it is.
yeah.
But that's only November. This is the,
October, November art display is reserved for Native American art, as, you know, it's what we had set upon back in the meeting in November, or, yeah. But my thought behind it, as the letter that I submitted to everybody on the commission, was that, it would be more inclusive language to honor our community members who live here. So that we have artists who identify under all three, and I thought that it would be more inclusive and encouraging to hopefully get some more artists to step forward and share their artwork as well.
did you say that was a motion?
Yeah, I said I propose a motion to change the name of our October, November showcase to celebrating Native American, Indigenous, and First Peoples art.
I second that.
Great, so is there any other discussion on
I just would like to look a little bit more toward Native American. So I need to just some time to like sort of look at the things surrounding that. So I've heard before, I've heard Native voices. I just, so you know, I worked 16 years on the reservation
Mhm.
with 70 different tribes, and so I have a deep history with this. I am not Native American or Indigenous. So, I want to approach that with utmost sensitivity. So, but if you have, you know, if you have information that that is acceptable and that that is a consensus from the tribal council, then I would definitely go with that. But I think when you say tribal council, you tend with the Blackfeet, or are there additional tribal councils that?
Yeah, so.
Because I know it gets really complicated.
No, I know that, I understand that,
Currently doing?
that's just
Native American Heritage Month.
Oh,
But that's November, Cash.
So all it says is Native American Indian display,
oh, yeah.
and I was wanting to change the
Oh,
language to celebrating Native American, Indigenous, and First Peoples art.
I think that's great. That's good.
So do we, are we ready for a vote then? So, all in favor?
I,
Opposed?
process.
Like you're paying the phone.
Oh.
I have a medical, thing on April 7th, I'm gonna be here, I have to fly to Chicago, so.
Okay.
I don't think it-
Okay. And do we?
That's your last, oh no, April. Oh. That report.
Yes, that report. So now that you are the liaison.
Yeah, no, I don't get that report.
Well,
One of you people do. But I
It's
can
supposed to
add,
work both ways, so.
well, it totally is, but I can't get your report for you.
well, that's the way it used to be though, wasn't it?
No, Laura never did that.
Oh, I know, we just started this a couple of years
Yeah.
ago. Is there anybody else that's willing to give the report?
You're here now.
You're here now, it's for this meeting.
Oh.
Not here?
Very
I
good,
think so.
very good.
I think you would be the good one to do
Yeah.
this, since you.
She's looking at me like, yeah, you were there, you're here right now.
My brain.
I wasn't there. Well, I think you were.
Have you seen it, Becca, done?
My brain?
One of the committee reports?
No, I have
It's,
not.
it's really 5 minutes, just a recap of
Because I
what
am
happened, April 7th.
April 7th.
At 6 P.M.
At
And
6
Dawn sends you the minutes and you just tell what we did at this.
I would be happy to.
Great, thank you.
So what time is that? Is it the
6
city council
p.m.
meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right here.
Okay.
6 o'clock, and they get your committee folks up really fast.
Okay.
You'll be gone.
Let's-
by then.
let's go.
Did you all talk about the holiday card selection when I
Yes.
started out?
We did, so Dawn will tree.
The dog and
It
the
was
train.
while you're
Yes,
on the
thank you.
phone, yeah.
Did you make a motion for that?
We did.
Okay, thank you. Do you remember who made it?
I don't know, is it
It
not
was on the tape.
It's on the tape. I just thought I,
Oh, did you make a
Okay,
motion
okay.
for
I
the,
think it was.
it was, I think Deborah.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And I
did.
think I seconded it,
thank you.
yeah.
Okay, official, it's official.
Did you get my text, Lori? Lori, did you get my text?
Did I what?
Did you get my text?
I don't know, I'm not supposed to be on the phone. Oh, you did before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yes, I do.
Send it.
Good job, Ken. I think you're doing it. Look at one, I didn't remember. You just got four, so. You were here first.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Are you sitting around? Oh, all right, see ya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome. Thank you.
No, okay.
I'll try to submit that as soon as I can. Does it have to be every single piece you're gonna do, or is it just kind of a?
It does need to be everything, but you don't have to use the website to submit it one at a time. If you want to put everything in one document, your pictures,
Yeah,
and then email it to me.
okay,
Yeah,
I can do that.
yeah,
Yeah, because I think that would be easier than
Yeah.
trying to.
yeah. So I need, if you don't, I mean, you could do the application and then just send me an email with
Yeah.
all of the artwork.
Okay,
But it's important that I get,
the size.
the size, the dimensions, yeah, the value
Okay,
and the pictures and the names of
And
the
the names.
pictures. Yes.
which is the hardest part.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because then how do you? Yeah.
That would be fun to
Flowers,
think about
1,
names.
2.
You know, if you got together with a bunch of people. and-
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
that. I said, what do you think this should be called?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
All right.
Well, I'll start working on that.
sounds good.
If he goes for